Okay, we're going to start with color mixing for the portrait painting. This is the portrait that I'm going to start to use for this example, but it's not the same skin tone that everybody has in the world. Nobody has the same skin tone. We've all got different varieties in our skin tone, but I have mixed 3 different base colors that you can choose from, that you can work from at the sink. None of them are going to match your photograph exactly. You're going to have to add some colors to it. What I did was used white and then mixed in some red and yellow into the white. Some of the darker tones I mixed in some more blue and red, and the lighter tones I mixed in more of the yellows. So in your palette, you can choose which base color best matches your photograph. So I chose this color, and you can see it doesn't match her exactly. It's kind of like picking out a makeup in this department store. And then I've added to my palette some yellow ochre, some medium yellow, the white, magenta, I think this is fire red, and cobalt blue to add and mix into the skin tone colors. I also have a spray bottle because it's really dry in the winter months. Get your paints to dry out more quickly, so you can constantly mist your paints to keep them from drying out too fast. Got my palette knife, some brushes, and I like to have 2 waters to rinse out my brushes because it keeps them cleaner, and the paper towel over here. So with this photograph really close to my portrait, I'll start out with some of the base tone and just kind of keep working in the palette back and forth. Maybe mix up a little bit lighter peach tone with some of the white and this base. You can take some of that paint and hold it next to the photograph in this way. Don't trip any. That way, and I can see it's a little bit too pinkish, so I'm going to add a little bit more of this yellow to tone down the pink color. Some of this is going to be trial and error for you. Maybe you won't see that it's got more yellow in it right away, but your eyes are going to start to adjust, and they're going to start to recognize all the colors that are going to be needed in order for you to match that color exactly. This is still not exact, and there's maybe over here a little bit more orange, so some yellow and reds in there, and a lot more pinks here. But I'm going to start with this and maybe get some pinker tone mixed up over here with, let me try the fire red with that. It's decent. This isn't going to be enough to paint my whole face, but now that I know the fire red works, I can go back and add some of this back into it. And you don't want to spend all your time just constantly mixing up colors. So it's good to have a good amount of paint in your palette to work from. So today and tomorrow when you're painting, you have the same colors that you can keep going back into, and you don't have to sit there and mix them every day. You also don't want to have to clean your palette every day. So before you leave for the day, remember to get a wet paper towel, put that inside your palette, close it up tight, and try to create an atmosphere in your palette that keeps the paint moist. Okay, a little bit more pink. We've got some light colors. And then move your photograph aside. Always wet your brush before you start painting with it. And I'm going to start with an easy space like up here on her forehead. Although I've drawn the eyes and the lines around the eyes, I'm just gonna get the basic skin colors down first, and then I'll do the eyes and all those other details last. So I'm adding a lot of the base color, and then while the paint's still wet, add in some of the lighter values. And maybe some of the pinker values over here. Should have my fan brush, but I forgot it, so I'm gonna use this brush to kind of blend in here. Remember, these are paintings, so it's okay to see brush strokes. In fact, you kind of want to. I mean, if you wanted a photograph, we would take a photograph, but we're turning this into a painting, so don't be sad if you can't eliminate every single brush stroke that you see in your painting. And if it's a little too pink, I can add some more of the lighter color over here. Okay, so that'll be your first step in trying to create a base of matching some skin colors. Rinse out your brush before you leave today. Any paint left on your brush gets hardened, and then you can't use your brush very well tomorrow. So I have two different waters. The first water, which gets all the dirty stuff in it, and then the cleaner water over here to help do the final cleaning. This paint is dried out from a couple days ago, so I'm not gonna worry about cleaning that up. But if there were any kind of paint like this, where you have like a really thin area of paint somewhere in your palette, I'd suggest cleaning it today while it's wet with your paper towel, because that's a lot easier to do than scraping it all up tomorrow. Dunk your paper towel in some water. Keep that inside your palette. Mist your paint also before you put it inside your plastic bag and put it away for the day.